A judicial nominee backed by U.S. President Donald Trump has withdrawn his nomination after footage of him failing to answer basic legal questions went viral. And it may just go down as one of the worst job interviews in history. Matthew P. Tursett was nominated by Mr. Trump to the U.S. District Court, for the District of Columbia. He went to the University of Virginia School of Law, and has been a member of the Federal Election Commission since 2008. But he has no trial experience. This was made apparent during his confirmation hearing, where he was grilled by Republican Senator John Kennedy on his experiences in court and his knowledge of basic legal terminology. And it makes for some pretty awkward viewing. Not long after, Democrat Senator Sheldon Whitehouse posted the exchange to Twitter, racking up 8.2 million views and 81,000 retweets. It went on to make international headlines. Senator Kennedy asked for the meanings of the Daubert standard. What is it? That's a rule of evidence regarding the admissibility of an expert witness testimony. A motion in limine. It's a motion discussed outside of the presence of the jury. The Younger abstention doctrine. It's a code that in limited circumstances, a court of law in the U.S. can or must apply to refuse to hear a case if hearing the case would intrude on the powers of another court. It's based on the belief federal courts shall interfere with state courts. In the case, Younger v. Harris, the United States Supreme Court held that U.S. federal courts had to abstain from hearing another case. It was a civil rights case, brought by the person currently being prosecuted for a matter arising from that claim. The Pullman abstention doctrine. It was the first doctrine of abstention that preceded the Younger abstention and came from the 1941 case Railroad Commission v. Pullman Co. Mr. P. Tursett wrote a resignation letter to the President, which was obtained by Associated Press. It said while he was honored to have been nominated for the position, it has become clear to me over the past few days that my nomination has become a distraction, and that is not fair for you or your administration. I had hoped that my nearly 2 decades of public service might carry more weight than my 2 worst minutes on television, he wrote. The letter was dated Saturday. Mr. P. Tursett was the third judicial pick by Mr. Trump to withdraw in the past week amid criticism from the Democrats about their qualifications. However, Senator Kennedy said in an interview on Monday that Mr. Trump called him on Saturday and said he did not personally interview P. Tursett and said his staff had chosen the nominees. He has told me, Kennedy, when some of my guys send someone who is not qualified, you do your job, the senator said. He said he had no idea P. Tursett lacked the experience for the post. Just because you've seen my cousin Vinnie doesn't qualify you to be a federal judge, Senator Kennedy said, referring to the 1992 movie where an inexperienced lawyer played by Joe Pesci tries, and wins, a big case. And he has no litigation experience.